Hello, beautiful people. We are back as usual. Instagram's lagging a little bit behind. The Indulgent Hour on a Thursday night. Better than you. And you know it, baby. If you know, you know. If you don't, maybe I'll tell you that. Maybe I'll tell you a little bit more about that sometime. Shout out to my boy, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, the reigning, defending All Elite Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. But Thursdays, I'm starting to get really comfortable with this Thursday broadcast, because Thursday night, Friday Junior, as they call it, is always a little bit feeling good headed into the weekend. I think I did the one with Campfire Tyler on a Thursday night. It was a little bit later. We did a little after dark, a little late night action. But tonight, as we approach the 6 o'clock hour on Thursday, February 19th, I would like to introduce you guys to my new friend. We're doing something a little bit different today. This is not a restaurant. This is a store at Coligny Plaza that has all kinds of goodies and more. I'd like to introduce you guys to Anita Burke of Hilton Head Island House of Jerky, I believe is what it is, correct?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. So as you guys can see, Anita is at the store here late on a Thursday night to record with us with a backdrop of, and we might as well start off with that, because how long have you owned this location? This is a franchise location on Hilton Head of the House of Jerky. How long have you owned this store?
I bought the store in October of last year. So I'm a fairly new owner, but the House of Jerky's been around Coligny for, I think, about 6 years.
That sounds right. That's the reason why I was asking for that, is because, so I moved here almost 5 years ago, but I've been coming down, as I always say, I always just say 10 years old. I don't know if it was give or take a couple of years, one direction or the other, but it's been going on a pretty long time that I've been down here. And I'm willing to bet that at some point over the last 6 years, I probably might have popped my head in there at some point. Who knows? Maybe it was before that, when it was some sort of similar, not jerky theme, but, Coligny's great for a lot of cool finds, whether it's souvenirs, t-shirts, candy, toys, all kinds of good stuff. But I was immediately impressed, and we had a little bit of a chuckle because I'd been trying to get over there for the last few weeks and something kept coming up. And finally I made it in there on Friday. And the first thing that I noticed when I walked in the door was all these giant bins of popcorn that you have sitting behind you. So Hilton Head Island House of Jerky, yes, has quite a bit of jerky, and we're going to get into all of that stuff, which is all delicious. And I'm going to start working my way through that catalog little by little over the next coming weeks as we head into the spring and summer. But you don't just have jerky there. You have an assortment, an array of different flavored popcorns, and you break them down into 3 categories. Tell us what those are.
So just to satisfy different palates, we have the flavored popcorn comes in premium, which is candy based, and it has a lot of fun, like chocolates, nuts, just a little bit extra. And then we have the candy, which is fun flavors like blueberry. We even have bubble gum, watermelon.
Is that bubble gum that's behind you, that pink one?
I think so. This is the bubble gum. This is watermelon.
Okay, got it.
And the unicorn poo is a mix of all the candy, which is awesome for the South End, especially the tourists that come in. The kids love it. And then the savory is our best sellers. Of course, it's like, cheddar, mac and cheese. We have crab legs.
I didn't see that.
Vinegar. Well, I have to order it.
Oh, okay.
And it's coming in the end of this week. So I'm really excited.
Let's go. All right.
To get that in.
You're going to put me on the schedule so that I can check out all these new flavors as they're coming in. You go and you meet up with your vendor for that. How often?
Whenever I need to refill, it could
Right.
be a couple of times a month, it could be 4 times a month, just
Oh,
depending on
wow.
how busy we are, because I can only hold so much popcorn in this place.
Sure, sure.
And the cool thing is my vendor, she makes about 300 different flavors of popcorn. So I can kind of like mix and match and have some fun with it here at the shop.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about because I texted you yesterday, um, this cheddar beer cheese
Yes.
pretzel is a problem. It's a big, big problem. I walked out with 2 rather large sleeves, the middle size. You can get the bag, and then you have the large, which is like, you know, I'm putting my hands out like this
Oh,
is
you
gonna
know
make
what?
any
Here.
difference so people are looking on their screens, but there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, there I'm glad that we have it
Mhm.
right at our fingertips. So it took me a minute to kind of figure out what my options were there, and I decided to go with 2 of those. I went with one of the premiums, right? Which was the
Mhm.
peanut butter chocolate,
Yep.
which is awesome. I'll probably finish working on that one this weekend. That one it's delicious. Um, have a couple of napkins handy because there's a lot going on in that bag of popcorn. It's chocolatey, it's peanut buttery. You're talking to Reese's peanut butter cup aficionado here.
Mhm.
I stopped at Low Country Cider / Superior Coffee yesterday when I was out at St. Helena Island, and they had the giant peanut butter cups, like the one like even bigger than the big cups that they sell. And they
Mhm.
had some other, it was like a wafer that had caramel and peanut butter and some sort of, I don't even remember what it was called. I'm gonna have to pick up a couple of more. I just got one of each, and then like an apple turnover and a Nutella hand pie. I'm a huge fan of anything peanut butter chocolate. That was delicious, but what really blew me away was the beer cheese pretzel because it had actual bits of like zesty, cheesy pretzel in there.
Mhm.
And I'm not talking like thins, like when you get pretzels and they're like like thin rods, or like this was like not like the size of one of those like big, when people get the big hard crunchy pretzels, like about halfway in between. And
Mhm.
it had perfect crunch, and the flavor, like I'm big on like cheese flavor, whether it's potato chips, chili cheese Fritos, those type of things. The cheddar flavor in that popcorn is spectacular,
Mhm.
and it's really addicting. Didn't you say that I text you about it? Did you say that you eat it for breakfast?
I do. As soon as I come in at 11 o'clock, well, it's not really breakfast, right? It's kind of like
Bordering
after
on lunch, but
breakfast.
that's okay.
Yeah, but I do. I grab a popcorn and it's usually the mac and cheese or the beer cheese. I'm like addicted to it. I eat it every day. It's terrible.
So tell me, and I'm going to try it next time, but tell me, how does the mac and cheese? Is it a little bit of a milder, like not as sharp probably as the beer cheese one?
It's not, and people think it's going to be cheesier than cheddar, but the cheddar's the cheesiest thing that we have. So mac and cheese is just a little bit more mild.
Cheddar
Mhm.
works really well for chips and crackers and things like that. I am not a fan of getting like burgers and things like that with cheddar on them because when you melt cheddar, I feel like it loses its flavor. Like the
Mhm.
texture can be pretty decent, but when it comes to snacks, boy, oh boy, is cheddar a delicious, delicious seasoning on this stuff. Um,
Mhm.
that has immediately become one of my favorite snacks, period, full stop. I didn't start getting into and I said, next time I come back, I'm going to try some more jerky. I did get a package of mushroom jerky, which I'm pretty excited about, that I think
Mhm.
was, as I'm getting so, you see, I get so immersed and so excited about it that I completely forgot, as we always do, that we have visual aids. We have supporting visual documentation for this stuff. So when I was looking at, I'm walking in the store here, and we go in this direction. Yep. So here we have the sign outside that has, a number. And again, a lot of these cycle in and out, but this is like a pretty comprehensive list of the flavors that you're working with. You do free
Mhm.
samples, which is awesome. over
Yeah.
40 gourmet popcorn flavors. And I walk in here and I turn to the left, and this is kind of like the main jerky display. And you did say that you were kind of like in between and you had another shipment
Yes.
coming in. So it looks a little barer than it normally is. It's normally, pretty well
Hmm.
stocked across and upward. Not that it isn't in this picture, but there's empty spots only because your inventory is running a little bit low, which is a good thing. That's what we want when we're
That's
running a
it.
business, right? We want
Yep.
people
And
buying
I
this
got to
stuff.
send you that picture too, because I did get my stock in. So it's
Oh, good.
way more
Okay.
filled than that.
If you want to text it to me, I could always throw it up
Yeah.
before we're done talking. So this mushroom jerky, this is obviously a product that's brought in. It's Pan's mushroom jerky. I went with the teriyaki, which I'm definitely going to be snacking on probably at some point this weekend. Obviously, beef jerky is most common, and we're going to get back into some of the exotic, crazy flavors that you have of the jerky. But really, this popcorn situation, guys, you got to go and check it out. Like I said, we'll come back to this stuff. I mean, look at all of this. I mean, some of these flavors, strawberry cheesecake, Cool Ranch Doritos, um,
Hmm.
the Parmesan garlic. She talked about the unicorn poo, which that's kind of a big thing, right? Even with like ice cream and stuff like that, whatever it is,
Hmm.
when it's got all the different colors of the rainbow, essentially, which of course the kids love.
Hmm.
Captain Crunch, I'm sure my brother's a big into cereals and things like that. I'm sure he would like that. There's just a dill pickle. I mean, I can't, I really haven't come across one yet that I wouldn't be, other than I'm not a big bubblegum person, so I probably wouldn't go for bubblegum myself. But of course, there's going to be people that like that too. But in addition to all of this stuff, and we're going to come back to it in a second, you also have some really cool stuff. Now, my wife actually bought me one of these a couple of years ago, and this is a wooden keychain with my dog's name on it, which is great. So over time, anything you're carrying around, like what I do with like a big bundle of keys, stuff gets worn out, and every once in a while, like I'll be like, what happened to this keychain? Usually I'm able to locate it if it falls off or something like that. I've never lost anything truly valuable, but this one, over time, it wore through that where that little end was. So I was super pumped that I could replace this. And then we were looking for one for my cat Ronan, which is a little bit more obscure of a name. That one wasn't on there, but I was excited because you had one that said Gus, and my
Hmm.
sister adopted a dog recently, a Springer Spaniel, and his name is Octavius, and they call him Gus for short. So that was part of our little package that we gave to when we met him this past weekend,
Oh,
with some
nice.
toys and treats and things like that. So here you have a little bit of overflow of the popcorn. You got Fruity Pebbles, you got your key lime pie, and then again back to a little bit closer up of a view of this jerky. Now, and there are some specialty foods, and we're going to talk about those too. So the main product that we have here is jerky. And yes, there's an assortment of beef jerky, but let's talk about, and we can zoom in and get you guys closer. And obviously, a lot of it looks the same from the outside of the packaging, but this is another thing that really caught me by surprise, other than the popcorn. These get wild. I mean, exotic is the operative word for it. So talk to us a little bit about some of the things that you told me about some of these flavors and these exotic jerkies that you have that people come searching specifically for to the store.
Yes. So the exotics are really fun to showcase in the store, because people, it's like a wow factor. The popcorn's awesome too, because no one really expects that it's here. But when they come to the jerky store, they're surprised at the various exotic blends that I have. And so obviously we have alligator, we're in the low country, that's a must. And so the alligator, the Cajun blend too, that's one of our most popular exotics. And another really popular one is the python. And python, I don't know why people come in specifically looking for it. It's like they know that it's here and that is what they want to get. So I've not tried it. There's just something I can't, thinking of python, I just can't do it.
Right.
But whatever it is, it flies off the shelf. And then we
That's
also have the shark jerky, which is another bestseller. And it's a mako shark. And that apparently is a wonderful flavor as well. So we have kangaroo. Now, the thing about kangaroo, I have tried that. It's a leaner meat, but it tastes just like beef jerky. It's high in protein. It's really good for you. And so, there's that option too for people to kind of try something fun and exotic, but not sure about the flavor. It tastes just like beef.
Gotcha. I see camel.
We have
I
camel.
Sriracha shark, which is wild. You said you had the alligator and then you had the Cajun style alligator. There's even a whiskey rabbit jerky on here, which
There's
I
a
don't even
whiskey
know what
rabbit.
whiskey rabbit is. Is that like a whiskey cured rabbit jerky?
I'm
I
going to
guess.
say yes. I'm going to
Okay.
say that it's probably just cured, with that flavorings. Yeah.
As weird as python jerky is, snapping turtle jerky has to be probably the weirdest thing I've ever heard of.
So there's what is it? A yak. So I haven't bought the yak yet because it's always sold out. But
Okay.
I'm real excited about putting that in the store, seeing how that moves. But so yeah.
So, sign me up. Reserve a package of the yak jerky for me. One of my inspirations and one of my things that I'm not going to go down this road because this is a very small sample size of people that are going to have any idea what I'm talking about. Which is it's one of the podcasts that I follow that's part of the like that Barstool stuff, and it's called The Yak, and it's basically it's just a bunch of it's one girl, just happens to be one girl, and a bunch of guys that work for Barstool Sports that do all these different podcasts, and every day at 12 p.m. Central, because it's in their Chicago office at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern time, they have a podcast 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. It's called The Yak. There's no set time frame. It starts at, like I said, 1 o'clock. And it goes on typically for upwards of 2 hours, but sometimes 3 or 4. And it's literally these 6, 7, any given time, 6, 7, 8 personalities from this organization. And they're just hanging out, sitting there in these lounge chairs with their microphones and their headphones, talking about whatever. And a lot of fun things come up. And it's, when things happen like in the world, whether it's sports related or entertainment related, they just talk about it. And of course, their inspiration or their mascot or whatever is a yak, like the animal. So they probably are not aware of the fact that there is a yak jerky. So I'm definitely, when I get that and I try it, I'm definitely going to message those guys, whether it's in one of their little chats during their podcast or in one of their social medias, and tell them about the yak jerky. Yes, for sure. One of my many inspirations of going down this road into this venture where I get to talk to people about all kinds of cool stuff, like the jerky and popcorn and all this amazing stuff that we're talking about that you have in this little gem. So you are positioned right at the corner, and we talked about this also last week. You're positioned right at the corner of Coligny Plaza. So if you're looking at Stu's Surfside Subs, you're right to the left of that. If you're looking at the Piggly Wiggly, you're right to the right of that. That's a pretty sweet spot to have in Coligny Plaza. Again, right across the street from, it's Greek to me, and literally like the corner anchoring store of Coligny Plaza. The other side of Coligny, the beachfront side, there's a nice spot over there too, but it's not as visible as when you make that left-hand turn, if you're not going all the way up around to the circle, which a lot of people don't do. A lot of people don't go all the way to Coligny Circle to where the beach is because they're trying to get into where Piggly Wiggly and everything else is, and you can get to most of it from that side. If you want to go around the other side, yes, you can do that, but there's a pretty iconic, awesome location for a store. No?
Yes, thank you. I love it. Yeah, Stu's constantly busy. Obviously the pig too, and it's Greek to me. I love Greek to me because they can see right into the store from the restaurant,
Yes.
So I'm like,
that's great.
I'm here, come visit.
That I didn't even think of that. That you're absolutely right. And I've been in there a couple of times, and that place is pretty busy. When I moved down here, I didn't know. I thought it was because we have a chain up in New Jersey called It's Greek to Me. That's like at the food court in the mall. And I didn't know that this was an independently owned restaurant. It really is. It's a great location. Like you said, there's always going to be action going in and out of Stu's. There's always going to be a lot of people going in and out of Piggly Wiggly. And there's always going to be a lot of tourists that are just doing the Coligny thing. Excuse me, which is to walk around, to browse, to shop, to schmai, depending on where you come from and what your dialect is. These things that we do when we're on vacation and we are, maybe it's a rainy day, maybe we're kind of tired of the beach, or maybe, we need something to do in between before or after dinner. This is the perfect type of place. Somebody mentioned to me, we were talking about a business that that used to be. I was like, what was here before? Because she said, well, we're taking over the space next door to us. I'm not going to talk about it yet, but I'll talk about it when I can talk about it. Down in the South End, she's like, yeah, it was like a t-shirt store, and I was like, yeah, we definitely have plenty of t-shirt stores. What we don't have is stores that have such cool stuff like you have. So this is more of the smoked alligator jerky. You have some cool pastas under here as well, it looks like.
Yeah. So I try to go with the theme and just add some fun elements, some other things that I think people would like to see in a jerky store, like snacks. These pastas are cool because they're shaped, there's a hunter's chili and they've got the shapes of the deer and the birds, so it's a fun gifting thing too. Now, the cool thing about this alligator is I get it from a woman in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So it's real Cajun bayou alligator.
Premium.
Mm-hmm.
Premium Louisiana alligator meat. Most people say that alligator tastes like chicken.
Well,
I don't know that I would particularly agree with that. I like it.
Yeah.
It's not something that I eat regularly, but it's definitely something different if you're looking for something different.
And the alligator tail too. That's apparently a delicatessen. Like, it's very yummy.
Oh, it's a delicacy, an alligator tail?
Alligator tail. That's what people tell me they love.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Slowly smoked over hickory wood for 10 hours, made in Louisiana Bayou country, certified Cajun. Made fresh weekly in small batches to ensure freshness. There's nothing quite like certified Cajun. It's incredible. Of course, then you got the exotics that we talked about before, but you got a bunch of exotic meat sticks, which are $4 each, or 3 for $10, which is cool. What do we got down here at the bottom here? Just some some assorted like trinkets and things like that, right?
Yes, there's a back scratcher, alligator hand back scratcher.
That's very
cool.
And
that's fun too for the kids. They like that. The parents don't like it as much, but the kids find it very funny.
That's awesome. And there you got you can see, like you said, right through the window there, you got It's Greek to Me right across the street.
Yeah. So the meat sticks are nice because if you're not very adventurous, you're kind of apprehensive about the exotics. It's blended with pork or chicken or beef. So it's not too gamey or whatever the flavor you're worried about it tasting like. So
gotcha. There's a couple more on the other side where the beef jerky is. You got some sticks over there.
Yeah.
And talk about some of these. Oh, that's interesting. I just mentioned Low Country Cider and the treats that I got over there. So you got some Low Country Cider Company, some sauces and condiments and things like that as well.
Yes. So I get that locally. Just put it down. Thanks. She's from St. Helena. So, so it's based out of St. Helena. Now, the owners of this store previously, they had formed a relationship with her, and that's how it ended up in the store. But they're very yummy, I can't talk with you right now. Sorry,
a lot of good stuff
here. Yeah,
that's okay.
So I plan on getting some other things in here. So when I took over the store, it was kind of like the slow season.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to, I just wanted to kind of feel my way around the store and as a new business owner. And so now I get to have fun and do some shopping and really fill up the store with some, unique things. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is private labeling some other kind of jerky and some other kind of treats like snacks. So that way, a lot of people who come in here, they're looking for something to bring home that says Hilton Head, Right. And so I've had quite a few people come in requesting something along those lines. So that's something exciting that I'm going to be bringing into the store too. Some products that say Hilton Head on it. So.
Yes, that's really cool. And that's what people want. Some people, when they go on vacation, they might want to have some cool snacks and stuff like that, but they also want to have like sort of like a memento. Sometimes I'm getting too locked in on looking at the details here that I'm like, I think I was talking about this before, but I forgot to bring it up on the screen. So here are some of the sauces, and this is what Anita said. She's going to start getting into some more private labeled stuff with the snacks. Looks like that there's a bold gold that might be like a mustard barbecue sauce or something like that down there.
Yeah, we've got sweet relish, pineapple relish. There's a mango sauce. They're very good. And it's nice that it's locally made too.
Yes, of course. We always love to support local.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some more game on the jerky. You got the buffalo jerky, you got wild boar jerky, you got
Mm-hmm.
habanero bacon jerky.
Yes.
Um,
Now that's low inventory, but I do have more coming in of the game. But the wild boar is excellent. It's very
yeah,
good. And I do venison too, because I know that's a popular one that people like.
right on, right on. This is all such good stuff. I can't wait to keep, like I said, working my way through all of it um, over the next couple of months. Again, more some couple of things in the back here as well. A couple of cool signs and hats and T-shirts and things like that. So you do have some of that
Mhm.
merch type of stuff there. It's really like a something for everybody type of situation. And the cool thing is that when you have someone that's owning a business like this that really cares about the stuff that you're selling and the experience for locals and tourists alike, that means that you can pretty much depend on the fact that the next time that you get your chance to visit, whether it's your next visit to Hilton Head or whether it's you're a local or you're somewhat of a local and you find yourself back in. I mean, I know I'm going to be doing it. I talk all the time about how I'm a special. I just talked to somebody today about how I'm a specials hunter. I always want to know what the specials are, and when I look at social media and I look at Facebook and Instagram and whatnot, I'm looking out for certain things, and it's like, okay, well, if they have this week, I'm still bummed that I didn't get over to Nunzio during restaurant week to get the rigatoni carbonara that they were serving for that. But hopefully, I'll have some chance at some point to make up for it.
Mhm.
This is all really good stuff. Before I let you go, because it is getting a little bit later, and I know we have you eaten dinner yet? I haven't. Always
No,
make myself
no.
hungry with these. Okay. So, and I don't have any more of my savory beer cheese and pretzel. So
Oh,
I'm gonna probably do my peanut butter and chocolate later after dinner for a snack later on tonight.
nice
But we
dessert.
are what's that?
Nice dessert.
Oh yeah, for sure, and not too heavy either of a dessert. I might add.
Mhm.
Yeah, a nice little. My brother always makes fun of me because I have these like Mylar bowls that I took from my grandmother's house, and it's where I eat my like cookies out of and my snacks and popcorns and things like that.
Uh-huh.
I would say that bag made for I would say 4 solid servings of popcorn,
Yes.
like 4 separate occasions of munching on that popcorn. Really loved it.
Mhm.
So
Good.
we talked about a couple of them before I let you go, because this is a
Mhm.
food podcast after all. And as much as I love all these snacks, I love to talk to food people about food and restaurants and whatnot. So we talked about how you are in Coligny Plaza there.
Mhm.
Excuse me. We mentioned stews. We mentioned it's Greek to me right across the street. There's a lot of cool options, even just in Coligny. Cafe Al Dente is one of my favorites. Sweet
Yes.
Owls does an incredible
Mhm.
job. I just talked to Tony Ann. She's going to hop on with me hopefully sometime next week. I know a lot of parents had a crazy week because of the kids being home from school and the little winter break and whatnot. So
Right.
I appreciate you taking the time. I know tonight was one of your few, sports free nights and with
Yep.
the activities and stuff with the kids. So for you, who's someone who's lived in Hilton Head for quite a few years, the scene has changed, a lot over time. We've lost a couple of places, unfortunately, that were favorites and whatnot. But it's really there's a lot that have been here for a very long time, like the Hudsons of the world, as we have Restaurant Week coming up, and Andrew and the team and everybody working on putting together another great seafood festival for everybody. And I'll talk more about that another time. What are some of your, if you want to mention maybe a couple of your favorite spots, or even if it's something recently that stuck in your mind that you really enjoyed, or even like I said, I always like to open it up, give you carte blanche if it's something that maybe you've been seeing or hearing about that you are excited to try that you haven't already.
Right. Well, one of the places that I always loved going to is Santa Fe Cafe.
Oh yeah,
There's a combination platter there that just the flavor mixes are just wonderful. I'm a sauce person. I love it.
me
I love
too.
to try, yeah, different kinds of sauces blow me away. And the rooftop part is really nice. They have the couch area and the fireplace. So I love the ambiance too. And so we went there for Valentine's Day. That was like a nice little treat
Nice.
for me. So what else? Fish around. I do like fish here. Uh, in Coligny, because the people are outstanding. I have my 10-year-old son who comes with me to the shop
Sure.
frequently, and they treat him so great. Like, he'll go over there and, they treat him like family. So those are great people as well.
Yeah, Lee and the team over at Fish and Slow
Mhm.
Country, they do a great job. Of course, this is the same owners as Local Pie. We have a Local Pie
Yes.
coming
Yep.
very soon to New Riverside. It'll be right next door to Frosty Frog, which is another institution, and that's putting it mildly, in on Hilton Head and specifically in Coligny. What else?
Mhm. I love, what is it? The French Bakery.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a wonderful brunch spot. Okay. Just the flavors, just the different, the Paris kind of etiquette that they have. I find that to be a
Great
fun.
soups.
Soups too. Yes. I had something in my head and I totally forgot what it was. See, it's mom brain.
That's okay. Think about it for a second, because I want to skip back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
Anita mentioned Santa Fe Cafe. Of course, we have one
Mhm.
over here in Bluffton as well. I know exactly what she's talking about because I've eaten lunch up on the rooftop. You wouldn't know it because of that shopping center there, but you can kind of see it from the road. And when you go up there, it really is sort of a cool little carved out, sweet little spot. There's a bar up there, like you said. You have some lounge chairs. I have never
Mhm.
been disappointed with anything. I think Marshall and Rachel do a great job with Santa Fe Cafe. We're fortunate to have another option over here, and for you Bluftonians that don't want to cross the bridges and go to Mid Island to get your Santa Fe fix. I know my mom's going there, to the island one tomorrow with her girlfriends for lunch. She's very excited about it. That
Very nice.
grouper entree is one of the best dishes on or around Hilton Head, period.
Mhm.
Definitely a big fan of those guys. Shout out to Santa Fe Cafe. And so that you mentioned Santa Fe, you mentioned French Bakery. Yes, another good one. I'll take a croque madame any day of the week.
Yes,
Um,
that's the one I had. That was
okay,
excellent.
that's what
Yep.
you were thinking of. Okay.
Yes, that was excellent.
Yeah, so the croque madame and the croque monsieur, I can't always forget
Mhm.
which one is one is the other. It's basically like a grilled ham and cheese, but it's like egg dipped, battered and dipped, and
Mhm.
one has the fried egg on it. So I think the madame versus the monsieur, one has the fried egg, the other one doesn't. That's a knife and fork sandwich, whether or not it has the egg or not. Um, a lot of good stuff over there. Those are some good spots, some good choices for sure.
Mhm. Yep. We
Anything
don't
that you have been, like, looking forward to trying that you haven't had the chance to yet because you're so busy?
Honestly, I have not been to Nunzio's,
Okay.
sadly. One spot I would absolutely love to visit soon, this
You
year.
Awesome. Well, put it on the calendar because
I have to.
ambiance, atmosphere, I'm glad that you mentioned this. So, let me see if I can find it while I'm talking to you about this. I'm glad that you mentioned that because I was over there a couple of weeks ago, and I saw a photo that someone posted on Facebook, and it was probably on their account, whatever. But I saw a photograph a while ago, and when you walk into Nunzio's, it's a great atmosphere spot. You have the bar on the left side with that sort of atrium that splits off of their type of area. Um, that's a cool spot. I like eating dinner in the section where it's like, um, to the right, where there's these sort of like big, beautiful paintings. It's like very
Mhm.
coastal. Um, and then but when you walk into the middle, to the center area, which is like, if you go in and you go immediately to the right, when you first get into that dining room, you hang a left. The kitchen entrance to the kitchen is sort of like in the middle of the restaurant. The bar is over to the left, again with the bar area and that other dining room. And then there is, if you go straight through from where you walk in into the restaurant and you go straight through, they have like, and I could be wrong, but I think it is or at least it was, like an open air patio. So there's like a tree that comes up in the middle of the building there, and at one point I'm pretty sure it was like open, meaning that there was like no roof on it.
Mm.
But at some point very recently they enclosed it. I'm going to give up if I don't find it in a second, but the point is that it didn't do it justice to see the photo online, because when you go there and you walk through and you step into this room that now has a roof on it and is enclosed, it really is like super cool. And I would imagine now that it has a lid on it, if you will, it's probably like a little bit more temperature controlled as well. It really is it's a great for atmosphere. I like the dishes at Nunzio where it's like they have a very thin veal, like scallopini type of thing. There's like a couple options that you get with there. They do a very good job with that. Of course, all the pastas and everything.
Yeah.
It definitely, and when you're talking about Italian food on Hilton Head Island, my qualifications, my specifications are pretty. Oh, here it is. Perfect. Look at this. I'll zoom in a little bit. So these are the tables. This is the outside. And maybe I could be wrong. I felt like this used to be open, or maybe it just wasn't as permanent as it is now. But what a beautiful little atrium sort of room with the spotlights and these lanterns. So that's what I'm going to recommend to you. If you do get around to going, at least I know that when I go, I'm going to definitely try to grab a seat outside. But yeah, Italian food. I always said there was the big three: Michael Anthony's, Nunzio, Ombra. I like all three of them for different reasons. Coastal Capri, which has been around for about a year and a half. I had the chance to eat there last summer for my birthday, and it was spectacular. I had this bacala dish that I've been thinking about ever since, and they have a fra diavolo that they kind of serve to you at the table with all the different seafood and everything like that. I really enjoyed that. And then over here in Bluffton, you have Mulberry Street, which is very good. Have you ever been there?
No, but I've wanted to go. The Trattoria, right?
Yes, Mulberry Street Trattoria. That reminds me of being back home. Very good. Chef Chris Sullivan does some amazing stuff. He had an incredible post Valentine's Day wine dinner last night that looked awesome. I wasn't able to make it. It's today, Thursday. I think it was actually, it was Monday. I take it back. He had a brunch event on Sunday. He does these like edible memories events in the in-between days when the restaurant's not open. And for those of you who live out in Bluffton, I've always said, Pomodori on this side, Pomodori 2, they call it TOO, for people that want to get Italian food for takeout, because Pomodori 2 is not really a dine-in place. And I know the one on the island can be hard to get into it sometimes because it's not a huge restaurant.
Right.
But I've always said that the one out here is one of the best deals in town for takeout, with the amount of food that you get and the quality of it. We got a lot of good food around here, to say the least. I mean, you're surrounded by, I mean, I don't know what I would do if I was you in that store. You're surrounded by good food over there.
Yeah, we love stews.
I mean, who doesn't love
we
stews?
Eat there quite a bit.
Stews is incredible. Talking about, speaking of soup, I mean, I thought Stu's had an incredible lineup of soups to begin with. And then I went in there a couple of weeks ago, and then a week or two ago again, and I'm looking at this chalkboard, and it's like, my goodness, it looks like there's like 7 or 8 different options for soups there at this point.
Yeah. Very nice.
Huge rolls and really, really good sandwiches. All righty. Well, I think that's about it, right? I think we covered pretty much everything.
You did. You covered a lot.
Yes, we did. I'm now very hungry after talking about all these snacks. Again, this is the Hilton Head Island House of Popcorn with and jerky, of course. House of Jerky and popcorn. As I learned very quickly from going in, that it was way more than just jerky, and a lot of really cool stuff as well. Before I let you go, is there anything that you would like to mention? Anything that's coming down the pike, or anything that you would like to let the listeners or the watchers know about? Anything that might be interesting to them?
Well, you can always follow on Facebook,
Yes, yes.
Hilton Head House of Jerky, because I like to, and I'm on a TikTok as well. We like to post things that as they come in, any fun new additions that we have, or updating everyone on maybe things that we are revamping in the store. Because one of the things we're trying to do is get the feel back as to what it was before, which was like a rustic kind of shabby chic feel, because that's what I feel like when I think about jerky. And it was a little bit more beachy, the last 3 years. So we've been doing a lot of painting and a lot of renovating, moving things around, and just keeping with the fun theme, especially, for people that come in. And I love Coligny. I feel like I own a little piece of the island. It's just such a great, fun environment to be around. I know a lot of locals don't make their way out here, but we have, great stuff for birthdays. The jerky and the popcorn, they make great gifts for, all ages. So think of me, and I'm happy to put fun things together for any special occasion.
Going back to what we were saying before, is this your
Oh,
iguana?
that's Larry. So Larry comes around when it's warmer weather. The
Okay.
kids love seeing him. He's our bearded dragon, and he kind of hangs out in his little cage here in the corner. But the tourists and young and old, they just love seeing him. Not
That's
not so
awesome.
much holding him, but just seeing him.
Sure, sure, sure. We were talking about it before, and I think that's a good thing to close with, because you said, yeah, a lot of locals like walking around Coligny. Of course, why wouldn't they? There's so many cool things to do, and so much good food to eat and everything like that. Eat and drink. We talked about a number of the places. We didn't even get through the whole list. I mean, you got Bad Biscuit over there. You got
Oh
Carolina
yes,
Crumbs. You got
yes.
what's it called? Earl of Sandwich is another one
Hmm.
that's been there forever and ever.
Yeah.
But for those of you who are adverse to Coligny, or for those of you who are like afraid to go to the South End, during tourist season, I will tell you this: if you drive down Pope Avenue, and like I said, you make the left-hand turn where that first corner of Coligny is. It's basically like in between the sushi concept, or whatever that one is called. You know
Mm.
what I'm talking about? That little sushi stuff, Zumi, or I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It's like the restaurant, and then there's the
Uh,
gas station.
oh, Crave. It's
Right,
I know
it
what you're
was
talking
Crave, but
about.
I think they changed it to something else
Yes,
because it's
yeah,
more sushi centric.
yes.
If you make that left there, that first left, so this is before you get to the circle, you make the left there in between that sushi little spot and the formerly known as Crave Station, and the
Hmm.
gas station, which is right on the corner past it. You make that left and you drive down all the way to the end. When you see Stu's, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be parking spaces available if you're a parallel parker right outside of Stu's. If you're not comfortable with that and you need us to make things even easier for you, just go down a little bit further and make the right. As soon as you see Anita's Hilton Head Island House of Jerky, just make that right hand turn into the parking lot that is right in front of Piggly Wiggly. That is not only the biggest parking lot, or the parking area in Coligny Plaza and around Coligny Plaza, it's the side of the parking lot that really gets the least amount of traffic, because the entrance to Piggly Wiggly is like 2 or 3 rows over. Skillets is on the opposite corner of that parking lot. There's really nothing on the other side of it. Like, there's condos and stuff across the street. So I know I'm long-winded about this, but what I'm trying to say is it can't be easier to go to this store, despite the fact that it's in Coligny Plaza. It can't be easier to go there because it is in a part that literally there's always parking going to be
Hmm.
available in that section of Coligny Plaza.
Right.
So that's that. We got Anita Burke with House of Jerky, which is open. Talk about we got everybody your Facebook page, which is facebook.com/HHI House of Jerky. Just give them a quick days, hours, and we will let you go and get to your dinner.
Okay. Well, I am open every day, Monday to Sunday. And for now, it's 11 to 5. But comes March, we're going to start our 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Long day. Yes, got to be here. That's, starting spring break. And then you've got St. Patty's coming up. Now that's going to be crazy fun and busy. So I got to make sure I'm here for all of that.
And yes, and that's the perfect way to round it out because that's the calendar here, right?
Mm-hmm.
People have been saying, oh, it's kind of quiet. It's a little slow. Okay, well, buckle up because,
right. Yeah.
Excuse me, it's February 19th. We are going, I was going to talk about this anyway, so might as well mention it now while I have you here. Next week is Seafood Festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gearing up for Seafood Festival. You got events all week long. People are coming in for this. It's a big deal. After Seafood Festival, you're basically rolling right into early to mid-March, which is spring break for a lot of people. And I don't know where Easter falls this year, but a holiday is a holiday. People come to the island. They have a home here. They want to spend the holiday here, regardless of what holiday it is. And right after that is the RBC Heritage.
That's
and
right.
Once you get through Heritage, which is a huge deal for anybody down here, and again, a lot of people come into town to watch that big PGA event, which is the one that I think it immediately follows the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Heritage, we are pretty much full on heading into the peak tourist season, which in my opinion, goes from, no later than mid-May, Memorial Day weekend through, August and after COVID, it seemingly goes well into September, and even have some activity coming into, early October when you have that Columbus Day weekend break and everything like that. So we're heading into the busy time. There's no better place to stop and get your snack fix on, get your munchie fix on with popcorn, with jerky, with all those other delightful goodies that you have there, and also some really cool gifts and some really cool souvenirs and keepsakes to commemorate your visit to Hilton Head or to gift to friends and family. Even locals like to support local, as Anita said. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I appreciate it. I know it took a little bit of time for us to get our schedules synced, but it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad we made it happen. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for hanging in late so that everybody could see all the stuff that you have in the store. And we had the size examples available at your fingertips. Again, Hilton Head Island House of Jerky. That's facebook.com/HHI House of Jerky. You can find them, like Anita said, on TikTok as well. And that is about it, folks. As always, stay hungry. Indulgent Islander and Anita Burke of Hilton Head Island House of Jerky. We are out. I'll be back tomorrow with Chef Corey Adams of Nectar, talking about their wine dinner, which I believe is tomorrow night, the 20th. Might actually be the 21st, but I'll definitely let everybody know for sure tomorrow. And until then, have a good night, everybody.
Night.